Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
How are you, Afwan?
الحمد لله.
Alright, mashallah, that's great. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. Alright, so please you read.
ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من
من
من من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون
Hamas Bishaper هم
هم ال-
المفلحون.
هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم.
Alright. Alright. Among people are there, among people there are those, the hypocrites, who say we believe in Allah and in the final day, in the day of Qiyamah, whereas they are not mu'mineen, believers, because this belief is not in their hearts. So they are just saying it on the surface level to fool others, but in reality they do not believe in Allah and the day of judgment. They attempt to fool Allah and the mu'mineen by posing as believers, but they fool only themselves without realizing it, because they are the ones who will suffer disgrace in this world when Allah exposes them, and they will suffer in the akhirah as well when they are punished. A disease of hypocrisy and mistrust is in their hearts, and Allah increases their disease because of their disbelief. They shall suffer a painful punishment on account of the lies they speak. Their lie is their claim that they are Muslims. When they are told, do not cause corruption, mischief on earth by preventing people from Islam and promoting kufr, they say, we are but reformers, peacemakers. So we can find similar people in this time and age also. There are people who try to change the meaning of Islam, but in reality, their claim of being Muslim is fake. They are fake Muslims who try to change the meaning of Islam to appease the kuffar, their masters, because, as I said yesterday also, that there is no innovation allowed in Islam. We cannot change anything from Islam. We cannot omit anything. We cannot add anything. The scholars are there only to learn and to teach and spread the message of Islam. They do not have the authority. Nobody has the authority to change any ruling of Islam just because that person wants the world to accept Islam. Even if nobody accepts Islam, it is their failure. They will go to hell. Islam does not need followers. People need Islam. Humans need Islam to succeed. Islam does not need any follower. Allah does not need Muslims or humans. It is humans and Muslims who need Allah. Allah does not need the creation. It is the creation which needs Allah. If we offer prayers, we are not doing nothing good to Allah. Allah does not need our prayers. There are so many angels more than us who pray, who offer their prayers, and their prayers are more superior to ours because they are fully focused. So Allah does not need our prayers. We need our own prayers in order to fulfill the emptiness of our soul, so that we are not depressed, so that in times of difficulty we remain steadfast. We are not discouraged by minor or major events in the world, in our life, at a local level or at a global level. We need namaz so that we do not commit suicide when we are disappointed because of anything bad which happens in our life, or become depressed. We need Islam in order to fill the emptiness or sadness in our souls. Are you getting my point, Afwan?
Yes.
All right. So they try to change the meaning of Islam, and as a cover they say that we are just reformers, peacemakers. We want to coexist with the kuffar. Coexisting does not mean to change your own values, to forget your own values. Coexisting means that yes, we believe in our religion, we will live our life our own way, but we will not harm you. You can live your life according to your wishes. We will not interfere. We will only give a piece of advice to you, but we will not try to enforce our thinking upon you. And same is the case with us and you. You cannot enforce your thoughts upon us. So if you want to drink alcohol, fine. We will only tell you the bad result of drinking alcohol, the evils of alcohol. But if you want to drink, we cannot force you to stop. But you also cannot force us to drink it. So this is what coexistence means. Coexistence does not mean that we start changing Islam to make the kuffar happy by labeling alcohol halal. so that the West is happy or the non-Muslims are happy? Yes. The Muslims are changing their religion for us? No, not at all. Behold, they are the corrupters, troublemakers, but they do not realize it. When they, the hypocrites, are told, believe like the people, the Sahaba, radiyallahu anhum, the configurations believe. Alright. So when they are told, believe as the people believe. By people, Allah means the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet. When they, the hypocrites, are told, believe like the people, the Sahaba, the configurations believe. They say, should we believe like the fools believe? Behold, it is they, the hypocrites, who are indeed the fools, but they do not know it. The Iman, the faith of Sahaba, radiyallahu anhum, is of the ideal type of faith, which every Muslim has to try to achieve. Because their love for the Prophet and their love for Islam was so immense that they have sacrificed all of their lives, their wealth, their families, each and everything which they had for the sake of spreading the message of Islam. They have fought in the way of Allah, they have died, they were martyrs, they have done the dawah work, and they ignored their own needs and their own wishes in order to earn Jannah. So their Iman, their faith is of the ideal type. They are our examples. There is a hadith, there is a narration which says like this, paraphrasing the meaning, my companions or my Sahaba are like stars in the sky. Whomever you will follow, you will succeed. So the Sahabas are like stars in the sky. We have to follow their example in order to succeed. The way they followed the Prophet, the way they applied Quran in their life, the way they learned Islam, the way they implemented it in their lives. So their lives give inspiration to us. This is what is about. So the hypocrites used to mock the Sahaba. However, they were fooling themselves because they didn't have any faith. That is why they couldn't understand why these Sahaba, why these companions are sacrificing all of their wealth and all of their lives for this Islam. But in reality, the hypocrites were only there to take benefits from Islam, and whenever there was any difficult time on Muslims, they would side away. They would run away from the battle, they would side away. But they were fake people. They were not real Muslims, they were fake ones. When they meet those who have Iman, they say, we also have Iman. But when they are alone with their devils, their leaders, they say, we are really with you in faith. We were only mocking the mu'mineen. It is Allah who mocks them, delays their punishment, thereby making them believe that they will not be punished, and gives them rope, which means that delays their punishment in their disobedience, in their kufr, as they wander blindly in confusion. It is Allah who mocks them by delaying their punishment, thereby making them believe that they will not be punished. So Allah is giving them time to do more mischief so that they could be punished more severely, and gives them rope, delays their punishment in their disobedience, in their kufr, as they wander blindly in confusion. These are the people who have purchased misguidance, error at the price of guidance. So their trade shall neither be profitable. In fact, their trade shall earn them the great loss of everlasting destruction in the Akhirah, nor will they be guided in their efforts. Their likeness, the comparison of the hypocrites, is like that of people who lit a fire. When the surroundings lit up and they enjoyed the light, heat and security of the fire, Allah took away their light and left them in the darkness, unable to see. They cannot find their way and are scared. Similarly, while the hypocrites are pleased to pose as mu'mineen and enjoy their security, they will panic when they die and face punishment in the akhirah. Here Allah is giving an analogy that their likeness, the comparison of the hypocrites, is that of people who lit a fire. So Islam is like a light. Islam here is has been symbolized as a light which enlightens the surroundings of a person and his heart also. But when they reject, they deny the truth, and they pose as Muslims, but they are not real Muslims, then Allah takes away their light and they are in darkness. And then they are confused, they are in panic. Deaf, unwilling to hear the truth, dumb, unable to say anything good, and blind, unable to see the straight path. They will never return to the straight path. So because the hypocrites knowingly, intentionally, after acknowledging the fact that Islam is the truth, they rejected it because they do not want to face the difficulties which will come with Islam. They want to enjoy the benefits of the world, even if it means that they have to fool the Muslims. And they are the worst enemies of Islam. The hypocrites are the worst enemy. A kafir, if he is against Islam, he is an open enemy. He is not that dangerous. But a person who poses himself to be a Muslim and he tries to damage Islam, he is the most dangerous person because he is hiding. So Allah has blinded them, sealed their hearts because of their disobedience, and they will never return to the straight path. Or the analogy of the hypocrites is like pouring rain from the sky, accompanied by a giant deal of darkness, as well as thunder and lightning for fear of death. Those caught in the storm, push their fingers in their ears because of the frightening sound of the thunder in an effort to keep out the sound. Similar is the condition of the hypocrites who try not to hear the verses of the Quran that condemn kufr and which contain warnings and clear proofs. They regard these to be darkness, thunder and lightning, fearing that if they listen to all of it, it will result in the death of their own religion within themselves. However, they are unable to silence the deen of Allah despite their efforts. After all, Allah encompasses the kafirun. Allah surrounds them completely regardless of what plan of action they choose. Allah has complete knowledge of everything they do and He has complete power over them. They cannot escape Him. Okay, one point which occurs to my mind after reading this verse. Do you know anything about implanting ideas in a mind, programming a mind? Have you ever heard this term or read this term, programming the
Yes.
mind? What do you think it means in simple terms?
Trying to put in an idea so someone will act exactly the way you want them to.
Yeah, that's it. Good job. So whenever you repeat a statement, whenever you repeat a thing again and again and again, it instills in your mind, and then your subconscious mind acts according to that. The media does it frequently, the politicians do it. In speech, they repeat and they use certain special phrases in order to tailor the mindset of the masses. Same thing happens in the media. When you see an ad, a commercial, they will show you certain colors, they will show you certain themes which will attract you towards their product. And eventually, after watching so many similar commercials of the same product, you will eventually buy it. They invest billions and trillions of their wealth in researching, doing the research, and they have special psychologists for their research in order to control the mind of the masses so that their products can be sold. This is what happens in the media. This is what politicians do. They sell their ideas when they are campaigning and when they are delivering a speech or something like that, whenever they are making policy. Same thing happens in the interviews, etc. So now, as you know, Quran is the speech of Allah, and Quran is also the final miracle. Quran is not just a book, it is a final miracle. And it is a speech. So the previous messengers had different miracles. For example, the staff of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. When he would put that staff on the ground, it will turn into a big snake, a giant snake, a serpent. And Prophet Isa alayhi salam, Allah gave him the power to cure diseases. With the help of Allah, he would touch a person and he would be healed. He would make dua to Allah and a dead person will come to life. So different messengers have been given different miracles in order to prove that they are prophets of Allah. And no ordinary person can do that. So what was the miracle of Prophet Muhammad? There were many miracles. Very many miracles. For example, he split the moon in half. There was an event when he split the moon in half. And also, when one time when he was with his companions, he was going on an expedition on war, and they were thirsty, and their water and their food was exhausted. So there was no food, no water left. The companions complained to the Prophet or requested to the Prophet, what should we do? We are thirsty, no water. And the Prophet ﷺ had a small pouch of water. He dipped his fingers in that water, small amount of water, and then streams of water started to flow from his 12 fingers, and all of the companions drank from that water. This was a miracle. There are many other miracles. Like at the night of Miraj, he traveled to the heavens, met Allah at that time when he was in Mecca. It was a flying horse called Burak, not from this world, and he flew upwards, ascended to the heavens. That's the night of Miraj. Many other miracles. But the most powerful and the final miracle which we still have among us, rest of the miracles we cannot see now. We can only know through the Quran and Sunnah. However, Quran is the only miracle which we can witness today even. And this miracle is the miracle of speech. The message of the Quran is so powerful, the language is so beautiful, and it is so meticulous, so profound, so deep, with unlimited depth of meaning. And according to the standards of Arabic literature, it is the highest type of literature. In the Quran, Allah has challenged all of the poets, all of the humans, all of mankind and jinkind to create even one surah which is equal to Quran, which is equally beautiful to any surah of the Quran. The smallest surah is Suratul Kawthar, which has only 3 verses. And Arabs were so proud of their language that they used to call non-Arabs as Ajami. Ajami means those who cannot speak or listen. Yani, just because they don't speak Arabic, so they would consider no other language as real language. They were very proud of their Arabic language. And all of the literature of Arabic was in oral form because not many of them knew how to read and write. Most of them were illiterate. Very few people knew how to read and write. Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu, before Islam, was one of those 17 people in the Arab world who knew how to read and write. Other than those 17, nobody could read and write. However, Quran dumbfounded them. They could not reply to Quran. They could not, and many poets and many Arabs reverted to Islam just after listening to the Quran, and they immediately knew that this cannot be speech of a human. Now we cannot understand it unless we learn Arabic language ourselves, and inshallah after learning it we will witness the real miracle of Quran. So the hypocrites used to try their level best to avoid listening to Quran, because when they would listen to it will affect their mind and heart. It will affect their subconscious mind, and the kufr, the non-belief which they loved so much, they feared that they will forget it and they will become true Muslims after. So they even realized that Quran's power, that they will become true Muslims if they listen to Quran so much. That is why they tried to avoid it. And they tried their level best to stop the message of Islam from inside. However, they failed. Soon, the lightning, the clear proofs of the Quran may take away their eyesight. It may awaken their sleeping hearts by removing the blindness of their spiritual eyes. Whenever the lightning lights up the way for them, they walk in its light. But when darkness overcomes them, they stand still. Whenever they hear something that appeals to them, they accept. But no sooner do they hear something they do not like, than they reject it. So there are different kinds of hypocrites. One is hardcore hypocrites who will never change. One are confused Muslims, you can call them. Their faith is not that strong. Whenever they feel difficulty following Islam, they leave it. Whenever they find easy things in Islam, they follow it. This is the second category of hypocrites. So they are not complete hypocrites, but still they are what you may say soft Muslims or Pepsi Cola Muslims, or whatever you can call them. In other terms, their iman, their faith is very, very weak. If Allah wills, He could even take away their physical abilities of hearing and seeing, just as He took away their spiritual eyes and ears. Verily, Allah has control over all things. So I told you earlier, yesterday also, our soul is our real being. When soul departs from body, the body is lifeless. We are moving and taking actions because of the souls. It is the understanding of the soul because of which we can understand what is right and wrong. And we can feel the good actions which we do in our heart. It is our spiritual heart, not the physical one. Are you getting my point of one?
Yes.
All right. So inshallah, meet you tomorrow. Wish you best of luck. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So I hope that this video was useful for you. If it is so, then please like it, comment on it, share it, and subscribe my channel. Wish you best of luck. Inshallah, we will meet in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.